One I was hoping for. He is the most difficult out of the three. And yesterday I had him in here last, and it was kind of hard to get anything done with him because he is very buddy sour to the one right behind him, Star. So I'm glad I got him caught first. That way we can get him worked and get him back out. Just gonna slowly work on just petting him, getting him used to me touching him. Got his neck here, both sides. Look at me again. I'm gonna pull this loose a little bit. He might try to leave once he realizes that it's getting looser, but I'm hoping that he'll stay long enough for me to turn this into a halter, like that. So now I can start working on leading with him. He's doing pretty good with leading. This is about the, I think the 4th or 5th time I've worked with him.
Which you only work on weekends.
Yeah, now they come out here on weekends, so they only get typically 1 session per weekend, but we're going to try to do a couple this time. So now we're here, I'm going to try to work on picking up his front feet. Don't go over the top of it. And that's right. There. So when you're working with these babies, getting their front feet picked up, you want to kind of be holding them in a position where the farrier might be holding them when they want to trim them later on. You'll get their foot out here, kind of practice their foot being on the stand, and just bring it right back underneath. Then grab the toe, move it around a little bit, wait for them to stop fighting, and then as soon as they relax, you go ahead and drop that foot down. Keep him on this side, my elbow, kind of right here, so I can keep him there. And work on getting this foot picked up here. Keep that toe around, I'll hold it out here, kind of like the foot on the stand. Move it right back down here. He just bit me. That's kind of why you want to have your elbow there too, to kind of block.
He was going
And
for a second
babies
turn.
will bite you. It does not. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they're going to do it. So the best thing you can do, if they catch you off guard and do it, don't react. If you see it coming, try to block them. But if you react, get all mad, you're just going to scare them and you're not going to get anything else done with them that day. And he barely nipped me. I mean, you can probably see his spit there on my arm, but that's about it.
You can see it in the glare.
Now we're going to work on getting his back feet picked up. I'm just going to swing this rope around a couple times. Get it touching his back. He might freak out a little bit, that's fine. It's all stuff he needs to get used to. One day these guys will be a lot bigger. And if they're still acting like this when they're bigger, it's not fun. We got a couple here that do that.
We had one yesterday
And
that
it
bit
is a
you.
fight just to work with them. Yes, there was one I worked with yesterday named Athena. I didn't get any footage on her, but she kept trying to bite me over and over again. And it was not fun. So I'm just going to keep doing this here until they quit kicking. I want to keep him here on this side. And he will keep kicking. But he needs to learn that he doesn't have to take that. It's not going to hurt him. It's not a threat to him. Maybe if I catch that foot, I'll work on picking it up. As soon as he picks it up, I'll go ahead and relax. Let him step out of that. And he's still kicking when I'm trying to throw that rope back there, so I'm going to keep working on that a little bit more. Stay on this side. That's the side he seems to have the issue with. He is trying to just push into me. needs to understand that he can't just push into me like that. So I will have my arm out to block. If he tries to leave, I'll hold my pressure a little bit tighter. Like I said, this is the most difficult one. You're going to see the difference. It's night and day once I get these other two caught. That's a lot better. Doing good there. So I'll pet him a little bit. And I'll do it here on this side.
How old did we say he was?
Rebel, I think, is about 8 months old. Maybe 9 months old. Pretty good there. I already picked up that other back foot a little bit. So I'll work on getting this one caught. Got it. Put the pressure there, wait for him to pick it up, and as soon as he picks it up, I'll just give it back to him. Even if he tries to pick it up a little bit, I'll give it back to him. So again, that was good. So I'll pet him, give him some encouragement there. He's licking and chewing so he understands. And right here, I'll ask him to back up. See if he will back up.
There you go.
Doesn't quite understand that pressure yet.
He tried to for a minute.
He did. I have to get a little bigger with this until he takes a step. Right there, that was pretty good. I'll pet him. I'll go again. Good. So from there, I might try to start patting him back here. If I was going to pick him up, yes, he just bit me again. So I'll stick my elbow back there and kind of block. Some babies will do that. They will continuously try to bite you. Doing pretty good, letting me reach down there and touch him. Hold that there. It actually got the rope in his mouth right now, so he's biting the rope instead of me, so I like that. You good with that foot? We'll put it down and pet him. He is very pushy. He's trying to push into me a lot, so if he goes to push into me, I'll get some pressure on him until he backs off of me. He needs to learn that he can't push me around when we're in here doing this stuff. I'm in charge. He can't decide what we're doing.
Actually, he's being pretty calm today.
He's being pretty good today. Pretty happy. Wait for him to settle. He got it away from me. We'll just go right back to it, try to get it up again. Got the foot. Hold it there for a minute. So, when I am doing those back feet, what I'm doing while I'm back here is I'll have that rope in front of me here, holding it back here so he can't turn his butt to me and kick me. So I'm pretty happy with that.
And how old is Hickory?
I'm not sure how old Hickory is, but I can take a look at his teeth once I get up there. Remember all this stuff? almost a year. So we'll probably call him about 10 months.
The little baby was yelling at Star.
Yeah, Spock is back there yelling.
His name is Spock.
Yep, that's Spock. Let's work on leading a little bit. Put a little bit of pressure once they take a step and relax. Horses learn off of release of pressure. So if you're trying to get your horse to do something, you're putting pressure on it. As soon as that horse even tries to do it, you gotta release that pressure.
She does really good with her front feet.
Yes, she does. After they do something good, give them a break. Try it on a little bit. Let them know if you're doing the right thing. But start working on these back feet. Come here. Come here. There you go. Finish that detail. Perfect. It's a little awkward there. We'll just take it slow. Working on these back feet, even though I've done it before. Just gonna work on touching them all over. It's all good stuff for them to learn. When they're young, a little bit easier to handle them. Once they're older, you might touch a spot and they're gonna be rearing up trying to get away from you. If they do that right now when they're babies, it's not too bad. Pretty happy with that. Green spider on my lead line. I don't like the look of it. See you later. I'll work on this other side here. These flies are terrible today too. They're everywhere.
Oh, they're in the house.
They're in the house?
Yes.
They were in my car when I was driving to the store.
Attack of the flies.
Huh?
Attack of the flies.
Yeah.
He's kind of resting his head on my back there.
At least he's comfortable with you.
Yeah. What you doing back there, bud?
At least he's not trying to bite you.
Yeah, that's a plus. He's doing a little bit better than Rebels do.
Rebel bit him twice.
He doesn't care about this bit at all. That's why it's good to start him young. I've worked with 20-year-old horses that still know how to pick up their feet properly. And now this guy, he can pick up his feet great. I bet he can have a farrier come out tomorrow and trim him up. There wouldn't be an issue with him. The hardest thing to do would probably be to catch him. Work on a little bit more leading. If they are having trouble moving their feet, you can work on some lunging. Spinning around. Once they start going, you want to relax that pressure. Let them know, yeah, you can move your feet forward. That's what I want you to do. I don't have any pressure here. I want him to stop and look at me. I'll put the pressure on. There was a wasp up there. That's why I did that.
He's not a fan of a wasp.
No, I don't like wasps.
Yeah, I don't either.
The horse isn't either.
See, we got wasps that are about 2 inches long, and they're bright orange. The biggest wasp I saw before it came out here was about half the size of the wasps I see out here.
Yeah, but they all run together here. If one hits you, five's gonna hit you.
That's not fun.
Well, let me just tell y'all, if one hits me, go ahead and take me to the hospital.
You allergic?
Yep.
You got an EpiPen?
No, I have liquid Benadryl and Pudungutone. I used to have the strips.
Don't want him to turn. Trying to keep going. I'm gonna be driving from behind here. I'm gonna keep bumping. Try to get him to turn his head in a little bit more. And once he gets there, I'll relax. Once I feel like he's settling down and going around pretty easily, go ahead and ask him to stop. Go ahead and dip his nose in a little bit more and hold it there for me. I'll ask him to come to me. Typically, if you do that, they will get better about moving their feet, especially with leading. It might take them a minute or a couple sessions for them to really figure it out. But the whole point is just let them know that they can in fact move their feet. That was probably the best yet. It took a few steps towards me and I wasn't really having to pull on him. So I'm going to call that good for hickory today. Keep spinning her around, wait for her to look at me. girl. Good girl. Good.
You always want them to turn towards you, right?
Yep.
Instead of away from you?
Yeah, if they turn away from me, I'm going to go ahead and make them turn back around. But when they come to me, and then when they go the opposite direction, I'll kind of turn that into my idea, and I say, okay, yeah, that's what I want you to do. I want you to come into me, but we're going to go this way then. Good girl. And if she stops a little longer with her head towards me, I'll just let her sit and think about it for a minute. She's going to realize after a while, wow, it's really easy if I just sit here and look at them. Good. And once they start trying to leave again, then you just start walking towards them, put a little bit of pressure. And when I say pressure, it's not waving your arms or waving a flag or a whip or anything like that. Literally, sometimes it's just walking towards them. So like right here, she's going around pretty nice and easy. If I want her to go a little bit faster, I'll bring my energy up. If I want her to slow down, I'll bring my energy down. So if I feel like she's at a spot, I'll start backing up. Start looking towards me for a minute there. Keep coming over this way or right there. And when she wants to go off the other direction, start stepping towards her, getting her to go the opposite direction.
But roping her is probably still going to end up being the best option.
Yeah, roping her will probably still be my best option to get her caught quick. Good. But she is getting closer and closer to me, so that's always good too. Thought about turning around there and thought twice about it.
And she is a couple months younger than
Older.
Rebel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So she's probably right at a year.
She's pretty close to a year now, yeah.
Which is still young, and why you don't work with her that long.
See if I can rubber with the rope. Just that. Might even try just putting it up there like that. So I was going to be putting lead rope on her. Or halter. Now that we got her, we'll work on leading. Same thing, just pressure and release. Now when you're first teaching a horse how to lead as a baby, they do have the tendency to sometimes flip over or fly backwards. It's all part of it. But It's all pressure that you need to learn how to deal with. I'll start off as light as I can and then build up more pressure as I need it, but then as soon as that horse steps, I'll give it a break. It should just take very minimal pressure from there to get him coming, and that's why you want to start off light. You don't want to just start yanking on your horse. Start yanking on it, you'll never get this right here. Now this horse is leading up pretty freely. Follow me around, it understands what it needs to do. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll ask her to come all the way up, light pressure, release on the slightest try there. Good girl. Now we'll work on the feet. She's pretty good with her feet. Sometimes when you start reaching down there, she'll just pick up the leg for you. Work on touching her. You can see she was pretty reactive when I first started touching her back here. That's why you just don't want to go straight to their butt. Work on touching them somewhere they're more comfortable, by their shoulder, down the leg you already picked up, across their back, down underneath. She doesn't like that, so we'll work on that a little bit. Sometimes when you're doing this, you'll find a hole in there. You'll find a spot they're not too comfortable with, and you try to work on that. She keeps trying to kick my hand out. Get to a point where she's not trying to kick my hand out, and then I'll knock that off. Right there, she didn't try to kick me, so I'm going to take a quick break. Pet her up on her shoulder, on her withers, and I'll try that again. That time she was a lot less reactive. So I'm going to come over here, see about picking up this back foot. Work on touching the inside of it. And reach down, grab her cannon bone right above her fetlock there. And I'll just wait on her. I'll grab her hoof, hold it out, bring it up, and then bring it back out, and drop it. Now I'll work on this side. I've got a feeling she's going to be pretty reactive when I go to touch her on this side too. A lot better on this side. Ow. She just stepped on me there with her front foot. Like I said with these babies, try not to be so reactive to everything that they're doing. If they step on you, who cares? If they bite you and you didn't see it coming, who cares? Keep going with what you were doing. Now, if you can see that bite coming, try to block them. If you can see that I'm about to step on your foot, try to move your foot out of the way. But you getting mad about it after the fact isn't going to do anything besides make them afraid of you. Isn't that right? Yeah.